Hello fellow Total Warriors, I am Zardar and welcome to another online battle from Warhammer 2. So this time I'm playing as the Vampire Counts and I'm up against the High Elves. So the Vampire Counts, I chose them because of this reason, because I wanted to test out the new Blood Dragon Vampire Lord, and I got him right here with the White King just for some backup if in case something goes wrong. And let's check over him. He's got the Heart Piercing, which really jumps up his armor piercing damage because he doesn't have any. He's anti-infantry, but he doesn't have any. It really increases his charge bonus, and he also sunders armor -30 for 10 seconds, which is really a nice spell. Helm of Discord, I remember this from the campaign. It wasn't on the multiplayer scene, I think they just added it now. It's a super fun skill, a huge area of effect. It does a lot of work that it really messes up the whole front line of the enemy units. That's a lot of minus melee defense and melee attack. Undeath Resurgent, just for some leadership and melee defense. Raise the Dead, Invocation in a Heck, and Honor the Dead, which offers some damage resistance and some leadership constant around the Vampire Lord Blood Dragon. And over here we get a White King. I stripped him off from all his skills, the extra ones. I just have him over there for utility reason. Here we get the Claw of Nagas, a favorite of mine. I just love these things. I just love Mortis engines in general. They're one of my favorites, but they're just really hard to keep them alive. But if you can do the trick, they really give back a lot. Alright, for the front line it's really not that big. It's just a few of Konigstein and Konigstein Stalkers, which don't have anything special other than the poisonous attacks, which will really help out in the front lines. Over here we get the Sternsman, just an awesome unit with a lot of regeneration in order to fight in the front lines quite forever, and they're being backed by a unit of Graveguard over here with great weapons and another one over here, because that armor piercing is gonna be a lot needed if I wanna break through. And with the Mortis engine over here, the Claw of Nagas, and with the armor piercing of these guys, the poison and the sturdiness of the Sternsman, it's gonna be excellent. So over on this side we get two Fellbats, just in case the enemy brought any flying units, which he did, a Frostheart Phoenix. And on this side we get some Black Knights and a unit of Blood Knights, which are quite standard. You should always bring a Blood Knight. You never know what's gonna what your enemy is gonna bring, what large entity. You need to have that anti-large. And over back here just some Direwolves with one Sevron and the Dire Pack, which is one of my favorite as well. This unit is dead cheap, but it has a lot of anti-large. It doesn't have armor piercing, but it's still quite a nice choice because they're really fast and you can get them wherever you need. So say for example if I was fighting with my Blood Knights Dragon Princes, the Fireborn for example, which I would lose normally that fight, I can just get these other guys from around the whole map and just get them fast and help the Blood Knights out. So for my opponent of mine, as you can see, as I said, the Fireborn are here. Huge huge stats for these guys. Fire damage, anti-large, they don't have that much of armor piercing, but they still do enough damage, and they're just an excellent unit. And also with the martial prowess, they're just killing it. So let me stop over here. TYRION is going a little bit ham over here, and this is the Lord he chose, by the way, and he brought the Sunfang, pretty much standard if you want to burn the undead, the Feint and Riposte in case something goes wrong on melee, and Stand Your Ground. And Forseeker, does he? Okay, yeah, he has the Heart of Avalon, which really heals him up if his hit points drop than 20%. For the front line he's got two Spearmen and the Scions of Mathlan, which really protect any nearby units by 12%. They offer some resistance. Yep, plus 12% damage resistance. He's got two Swordmasters of Hoeth, so not a good deal for me. I'm also fighting downhill, so that's gonna have some impact too. And he's got another two Spearmen in the back along with the Mage of Life in order possibly to heal up TYRION with regrowth, flesh to stone, because if it comes down to say for example Blood Knights against Fireborn, my Blood Knights don't have that much of armor piercing, so that flesh to stone is really gonna help out. Earth Blood and Life Bloom, pretty much the standard. So let's begin the battle. So over here my Fellbats are just I'm just throwing them on the Frostheart Phoenix because I want to keep him occupied. I know these guys will die eventually, but if I just get both of them over here, they will do some damage on him. So for a moment there I thought that Tyrion was like, I was playing with a really bad player, because I thought, okay, he is obviously don't know what he's doing, he's just going full on offensive with Tyrion. But look at that, like I was thinking of that, but as soon as he came on over here, he got a good charge on the Sternsman. Tyrion just didn't care at all, and as you can see, he will go full on offensive. The White King is gonna get a damage, is gonna get the first strike on him. The Blood Dragon is gonna move in too, and he's gonna drop both the Helm of Discord. I'm gonna open up the Heart Piercing as well, so this is not looking good for Tyrion, but as you will see over here, Tyrion is gonna wipe the floor with these guys. He's gonna pop up Feint and Riposte. His Sword Masters are gonna soon follow up. Four Seekers being dropped. I'm pretty sure a regrowth is gonna happen anytime soon over here. And the front line, as you can see, is crushing. My Claw of Nagas is still back here. I just was a little bit late of trying to get him in the front lines. I just failed the dude. So the Sword Masters of Hoth over here are gonna have an easy time against the Königstein, and as you can see, the battle is going really well for the High Elves so far. And look at that over here, the Blood Dragon is just getting demolished. Even with all these debuffs on Tyrion, he is still managing to just annihilate this guy. And yeah, he got a Flesh to Stone actually, not a regrowth. And over back here, as you can see, I'm bringing my Black Knights in order to get a backside on these Sword Masters of Hoth. I actually did it to bait my opponent of mine with bringing his Fireborn in, because my Blood Knights were still hidden. He hadn't seen them, he only saw the Direpack and the Direwolves, so he was quite sure that he would be safe. And as soon as he fell right into that trap, I'm gonna follow up with the Blood Knights and both the Direpack, which is gonna turn the tide, because the Blood Knights can't win on their own, but with the help of the Direpack, they're gonna be doing some really good work. I'm obviously trying to get my Black Knights retreating through my own troops over here, because the Spearmen have broken, but with no luck. And as you can see, the Mortis Engine, the Claw of Nagas over here, is gonna be doing its things. How many kills so far? 4 only, but it will rise quite fast, because it only just got over here. The Sanfag is gonna get dropped in here. Thankfully, the Graveguard don't have a little bit more armor than the standard zombies and skeletons, so they won't take that much of damage. I summon a zombie in the back just to keep the Sword Masters occupied and just get them tired. So if they're gonna be fighting my guys, they're gonna not be at full peak performance. I see that the battle is not going that well over here, so I'm just gonna try to just annihilate through the whole line of the High Elves over here. I'm just gonna keep pushing all the way down this way. I think, did I? Or did I get them back because I saw the threat of the Sword Masters? Anyway, so Tyrion is still trying to just snipe any of my targets. I managed to get the Blood Dragon out of there because I really need to escape. Tyrion was on fire. He was just kicking the shit out of this guy, and I have still the White King just trying to get on him, and I'm just trying to skip on with the Mortis Engine and just ignore Tyrion and just keep going after the Sword Masters of Hoth, which I think, yeah, they're over here. And my Black Knights are almost gone, but this is where the good stuff is going. I told you, Blood Knights are not a match against the Dragon Princes, but with the help of the Direpack, they're really gonna pull through. Even with that regrowth over there, they won't be able to do that much. And the fight is going pretty decently for the moment. It's still dead, even, as you can see. The Blood Dragon has really taken a beating. He's just trying to run around and escape from Tyrion's wrath, mostly, because the moment Tyrion gets here, he's just gonna wipe him off the face of the earth, pretty much. The Fireborn fight is going really well in here. I had the Direpack right on top of the Mage of Life. I even got the White King over here to help him pull through, and he actually gave him a beating. I'm gonna pull the Sternsman through, just fighting some zombies, some spearmen over here. Actually, it's the Scions of Matlan. The Fireborn are off. The Mortis Engine have finally caught up to the Sword Masters of Hoth. How about these ones over here? Yeah, they're not doing that much because the Blood Dragon is here. He's popping the Helm of Discord, so it's really making things difficult. I'm gonna get my Blood Knights from over here. The White King is gonna be chasing the Mage of Life, quite essential. I take out his healing capabilities. He only managed to use like 2 spells, so he's got a lot of Winds of Magic left over, and I'm just gonna waste my White King, which costs like 800 if I'm correct. And this one most likely costs the same, but he doesn't have the same utility. He has more of it. I need to take his magic out, and yeah, the Black Knights are just gonna get a charge in here and just try to punish the Sword Masters for trying to snipe out my Blood Dragon along with Tyrion over here. I see that Tyrion is still desperately trying to get to the Blood Dragon, so I'm just gonna pull again out. I'm gonna summon some more zombies just to halt Tyrion right there, and I managed to do so. The Mortis Engine is gonna soon try to come back here. I sent the Dire Pack to chase off the Fireborn, because if 6 of them manage to get back, it would still be a problem, because my Blood Knights are not doing that well. They're just 10 units left, if I'm correct. How many? Where are they, by the way? Okay, they're here. Okay, it's 25 still alive, but still the Fireborn will put up quite a fight. Tyrion is just desperately trying to get on that Blood Dragon. He's trying to snipe me out with the Frostheart Phoenix and this one. I dropped the Helm of Discord over here, so any remaining troops of his is not gonna be performing quite nicely. I slip the Blood Dragon through my main forces. He is obviously trying to get around, but this is where the Blood Knights are gonna come in, and they're just gonna give Tyrion a beating. He just can't go against all of that. The Bounds of Fire creeps in my favor. I just keep the Blood Dragon back safe. What the hell did I even drop in here? It's probably a leftover spell. It just glitched. Over on this side, I get my Fellbats of the Frostheart along with the Konigstein over here for poison, so he can't run away. As you can see, his speed, oh, it's actually only 100. Okay, the debuff hasn't taken place for some reason. It should be like red over here, like reduced, but it doesn't. So the Scions of Mathalan trying desperately to come back in order to save Tyrion. They're gonna obviously provide some buff, but as soon as I notice it, I'm just gonna send the Claw of Nagas, and they're just gonna get routed. Like with this health, they will break immediately, and they will. Like, look at that, 600 health, and they almost completely break immediately. So I try to clean off this stuff over here. I'm gonna send the Blood Dragon to go after the Swordmasters of Hoeth, or even the Claw of Nagas. I think I'm gonna send the Claw of Nagas, because Tyrion, as you can see here, even with the White King pounding him, the Blood Knights and all this stuff, he's still not going down fast enough, and this is how it went. So for a moment there, I thought I would lose this, because I wouldn't expect Tyrion to be such a complete beast. Like, he just demolished the Blood Dragon. I thought these guys would be decent in combat, but I guess, yeah, you just can't mess with the new Tyrion. And even the White King wasn't able to provide any support for his. So the Konigstein over here, I think they did their part. They applied poison, although I could have picked a cheaper option to do that, but it's still fine. The Graveguard with great weapons actually performed quite well. I think they're a much better choice than the standard one. It depends on the match, actually. The Black Knights, well, they didn't get anything done, because I had to sacrifice them in order to bait the Fireborn. I know it was an expensive sacrifice, but I had to do it. The Blood Knights really get their worth of money, because all of that kills probably, how many models are the Fireborn? Probably like 50. 50 of these kills are mostly Fireborn. The Fellbats just kept the Frostheart Phoenix occupied, and the Dire Pack over here didn't do that much, the Dire Wolves, but the Dire Pack really pulled off its weight. 51 kills, plenty of those were Fireborn, and also they managed to just run off some units that were routing, even the Fireborn themselves, and they were just a total mess. And the Mortis Engine, the Claw of Nagas, was just a complete total beast. I really love this thing. Like, it's one of my favorite. If you ever play against me with the Vampire Scouts, just know I'm gonna be bringing the Mortis Engine. I just love it so much. And over here, his force did quite well. 100 kills for the Spearmen, probably killing off like Konigstein and zombies. The Swordmasters of Hoeth did quite well, just chopping down the Chaff, or even the Graveguard, because look at the health of these guys. But the Mortis Engine really countered that play, and the back charge from the Blood Knights and the Black Knights actually did put quite some dents onto them. The rest of the units didn't do that much. The Fireborn, 50 kills, decent amount. Probably most of them were Black Knights, but they get punished in the back by these big boys over here. And the Frostheart Phoenix actually did quite some damage, 41 kills. I didn't expect that, and he was quite a pressure force, because he was actually either chasing me with Tyrion or his Frostheart Phoenix. So I just I spent most of the fight just trying to save my Blood Dragon over here. And Tyrion himself, 134 kills. You couldn't expect any less from this big fella over here. He's quite a beast. I think he can, along with the new Archaeon, they're just most likely the top lords in the game at the moment. Perhaps Karl Franz is on that tier too, but I think Tyrion, with the healing skills that he's got, I think he wins against all of them. So that was it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and I'm gonna be seeing you next time. Bye bye.